Hello guys, very pleasure to introduce our new course. Yes, that is EOT and claims management. In the construction industry of this part of the world, one of the most challenging claim is extension of time and related cost for the construction delay. Actually, we know very well in the post-contract EOT claims meeting, there's a huge fight occurred by the both parties, the contractor and client. At this fight, if you have the proper knowledge and the capable regarding this EOT and delay analysis, then you can only win or deserve in this EOT claim process. Alright guys, without any delay, let's move to the course content. EOT and claims management. So in this course, we are going to discuss through these 6 steps. The step number 1 is explore the core principle of the EOT and claims. The step number 2 is the identify the key events related to the EOT. The step number 3 is the collective evidence and related documentation. The step number 4 is the analyze the construction delays. The step number 5, develop your extension of time submission. The final stage is be ready to defend your case with the client. So these are the main 6 steps. So let's move to the detailed course content for each steps. Step number 1, explore the core principle of EOT and claims. So under this main heading, we are going to discuss the general introduction first. Then what are the claims in the construction sector and why do claims arise in the construction project? So we know the answer for these questions. Apart from this, different types of the construction claims. So we should know the types of the construction claims. Then importance of the EOT claims. Apart from this, there is another question, how often EOT claims happen in the construction projects? So you should know this answer. The another important thing is who is the responsible person to making this claim. Most of the time the post-contract people, they confuse who is the responsible to make the claim. So through this heading, we are going to discuss a lot of information here. Then the process of the building claims. What are the requirements and steps? Finally, the common mistakes by the commercial and planning team members in EOT, extension of time development stages. So under this step number 1, we are going to discuss these topics. The step number 2, identify the key events in related to the EOT. Under this heading, the general introduction first, then events. So the events are the very important key or core elements for the construction delay. So through this heading, we are going to discuss what are the events, how it's occurred, something like this. And also another very important thing is the client related events. So the contractor representative perspective, you should know the client related event. So these are the event sources. The first one is the contractual letters. The second one is the site work instruction. The third one is the request for information. Fourth one is the consultant comments in shop drawing. Fifth one is the client or consultant comments on the material submittal. Final one is the minutes of meeting. So these are the event sources from the client. So you should know and be aware very carefully as a contractor side representative. The step number 3, the collect evidence and related documentation. So just imagine you are involved with one of the court case. So at the time the judge asked one question to you, where is the evidence for your case? So the same concept and scenario, if you submit the extension of time to the client, so the client asks to you where is the proper evidence and related documentation. So we have to submit proper evidence and related documentation through our extension of time. So under this main heading, the general introduction first, then collect the supporting documentation. We are going to collect the supporting documentation and evidence through 2 stages. The stage number 1 is during project execution stage. The stage number 2 is during claim preparation stage. So there's a 2 stage to collect the evidence and related documentation. So we will discuss more things into our course for these headings. The final thing is the recording supporting documentation into our delay tracking log. So this is our one of the core important tracking log for our each and every event's delay. So these are the items it will cover under this step 3. The step number 4 is the analyze the delays. So once we collect the evidence and related documentation, then we will move forward for our analyze the delays. So under this main heading, the general introduction first. Then delay analysis techniques. So we are going to discuss 3 delay analysis techniques. So the first one is the S-plan with S-built. The second one is the impacted S-plan. The third one is the time impact analysis. So there's a 3 method we discuss in our course. The finally our approach. So in this topic we are going to discuss more idea and strategies for our EOT submission process. The step number 5, develop your EOT submission. Once we completed our delay analysis, then we will move forward for our EOT development. So under this heading, there's a general introduction first. Then check your documents. For the EOT submission, the key important thing is documentation. So we have to attest very proper documentation. So that's why we should be aware types of documents we have and also how to check your documents. So we have some checklist. So based on this checklist, we have to check our documentations. Then result of this check. So if there are any errors occurs, then how we can rectify these errors or something we will discuss through this topic. The final one is the create the EOT influence schedule, or we can call as the impacted schedule also. So using the Primavera. So we're using some idea and strategy through this session. The step number 6, be ready to defend your case with the client. So once we develop our EOT with very proper supporting documentation, then we are going to submit our extension of time, the full case into the client. So under this main heading, we are going to discuss the general introduction first. The second thing is the narrative report on events. So the narrative report is the final key important summary report for our extension of time. So there's many items and contents involved in this narrative report. So we will discuss more things under this topic. The another thing is the mastering mail merge in words. Apart from this, there are some bonus sessions, the types of contractual claims, exploring the FIDIC contract form, and also the claim process under FIDIC 99, and also some key time frame in the FIDIC condition of contract. Finally, the closing activities. So these are the step number 6 key important items. So once you learn these 6 steps very thoroughly, then hopefully you are the best capable person to manage the extension of time and delay analysis for your project. Alright guys, if you want to learn more about this course, just visit our official website managingqs.com and learn more.